Welcome to Main Street Minds with your host, Amish Munshi. This is where industry leaders and seasoned pros share their secrets to success beyond limits. Let's dive in.
Hi. Hello, Sai. Thanks for coming on Main Street Minds, taking time from a busy schedule. I really appreciate you joining today. Everyone listening, here is a very special episode. I have Sai with me over here. He comes from one of my most favorite places to be in Louisville, and he wants to share his experience and insights and learn more about you as well. So let's without any further delay, let's get started. And I'll open up the floor. Sai, can you introduce yourself in terms of how you reached where you are today and what you do?
Okay, so I have a very lengthy name, Sai Harsha Vinay Kudikala, and my parents got that name. I don't know for some of the reasons, and let's not go there. So I'm here in US. I started. So before this, I just wanna say where it started and when it started this tech career or something like that. So it was all started when I was in 10th standard, one of my tuition teacher, like not the school teacher, the tuition teacher where I used to go to the tuition. So she was asking everybody like without hesitating, like what you want to become in, because after 10th you want to choose some career. Like either you have to go to the science stream or the social stream or the commerce stream or some of the stream.
Mhm.
So everywhere, like I have this perception of thinking in a different way. Like, why should I think like everybody's saying doctor, police, like something like very casual, like doctor, engineer, doctor, engineer, doctor, engineer. Like, I don't want to be any of that like that. I mean, for that at that point of time, I said like I want to earn money.
Yeah.
This was my answer. This was my answer to her. I want to earn money. So what can I do? I said like being in a middle class, like what you have to do for yourself. Like she told me is that you have to educate yourself first, at least till graduation, and
Hmm.
then later on you can figure out something.
Hmm.
So, and he helped me, and her husband, I mean, he was working for one of the IT firm in that at that particular point of time. He told, okay, even he was not from the sciences background, he was from some commerce background, but still he managed to get into IT. So
Hmm.
I was at that particular point of time, my mind was like to do something in something like journalism or something like that. But
Hmm.
okay, this I seen him like making some good money, and like this got lot of potential. And then I usually in childhood, like people usually do lot of video games, right? I hardly remember like I can play a game for at least 1 hour. I can't. I don't know why somehow. All from my childhood that after 1 hour my eyes start irritating. I don't know why. And
Yeah.
then from I started like what are the other than games like what we have. So I started focusing on like this PowerPoint, Excel. Okay, this looks interesting. And then I showed this thing. Okay, this is interesting to me. What I can do next. So after my 10th board when I passed, and he said like he's like okay, you can learn something called Java or you can start learning HTML. So he taught me all those in like 6 months or 8 months. Not
Hmm.
completely, but I don't at that particular point of time, but I didn't get anything like not 100% of it, but I got some just that okay, I can survive here or okay. Especially for the visualization part on the HTML or something, like if you do something and okay, I'm getting the output. Okay, this makes me happy. So this is where like I it grew up my interest in my after doing the 10th, and then I finished my inter, and then that's where I moved to one of my colleges there back in India, and I was from Hyderabad, so I need to mention that. So I'm from Hyderabad, India, and there I joined one of the colleges, and they are the dean of the college or the professor, everybody there like kind of into the computers. So his background was the one who taught me in my college. I
Hmm.
think he was the one uh, who got the clients from US. And then there was he just told me a story how we convinced the US clients to get into Hyderabad and how educated people in Hyderabad like he there was a billboard outside of the Hyderabad airport in I remember like in early 2000s says
Hmm.
404 404.
Hmm.
So it's like some billboard says like 404. So that client, He's like, oh, people are that much educated here. They kind of know 404 in early 2000s.
Yeah.
So early 2000s. So that's what I mean. That kind of knowledge, like where I come from, my professors and all, somehow finally managed to get into one of the IT company in the campus placement, and then I just worked for one of the clients in US from India, and then I moved to one of the organization called Optum United Health Group. It's
Hmm.
there in India and US. I mean, they're majorly operated in US, like the Premier Healthcare in US,
Hmm.
and they have their offices in back in India, and then later I came to US on study visa. Like I've done my masters of business analytics. In my bachelor's, I've done computer science and engineering. And here, like I was uh, the I was working in when I was studying in University of Louisville, and
Hmm.
that gave me an opportunity to do an internship while I was studying. So, so that opened a door to explore the option. So I could figure out a job in Ford, and later on, I mean that was a contract thing, and then that contract has been finished, and then like I moved to Geico. Currently, I'm working as a senior software engineer in Geico, and I'm working on a space called data governance.
Hmm.
That is like how you would say it's a data police in a better way. So
Yeah.
it's like data governance is a major umbrella. Inside there are like three or four pillars under it, like data observability and like data quality, data lineage, and there is one more. And I'm working on data quality and data lineage mostly, and even in code, I worked on the data quality and data lineage. So all 4 years, like currently, I mean, this is the third year I'm working in this space. And prior to that, I worked in data analytics. So most of my career is into data, some or the other data. So and so far, I covered like higher education, healthcare, automobile, and one of the banking and insurance. So this is what I'm up to till now today, and yeah.
Yeah. So does your work involve more like working with the actuaries at Geico, or more like on the controlling of the access of data right now?
Uh, like I mean, for the better understanding, I told in that way. But we, if let's say, uh, every organization or every, it's not only for Geico, it's for everybody. This topic is for everybody. So it's like everybody has their data flowing from multiple systems. Let's say you have a data coming from some one of the sites like HubSpot, Salesforce. Like there are a lot of sources you ingest your data, or
Hmm.
you for your marketing purpose or for whatever the purpose you want. So you have to maintain some kinds of restrictions, like who wants to see that data. Let's say Geico works with credit card and driver's license, and Ford works with the automobile, like their SSN and VINs and all those stuff.
Hmm.
So there should be some guardrails, or there should be some protections, like who needs to see what,
Hmm.
and what kind of data we are pushing to our system. Is it correct or not? There
Hmm.
should be some mechanism to figure out like which is correct and which is not. So
Yeah.
I'm in that space, like doing which is correct, which is not correct, and also make organizations take that risk. So it's like not directly affecting any business like the dollar, but it's kind of impacting that. Let's say we are sending a report, one of the companies sending a report, and then that report is has false. It's mistake on us because we didn't catch those
Hmm.
flaws prior to that. So it's all the numbers you see, those companies will will flow through these data pipelines, and we guard those data pipelines.
Interesting. Nice. Yeah. So I would say that does make a very big impact on the company, right? Like if they have wrong data, there is nothing,
Yeah,
or if the wrong people have the wrong data, that's like the organization can't function at all.
yeah. So that's what like it's like a very huge thing. It's a very huge thing, but like all growing companies is kind of coming up with their own structure of data governance. So uh, here in Geico they call it as something, and Ford they call it as something, but it's like it's all comes under data governance. It's all data governance.
Nice,
It's
nice.
called in simple words data police, like data police. That's a better word maybe.
Yeah, exactly. So on a day-to-day basis, what does your day look like? Like how do you spend a lot of time doing hands-on work, or like do you do more of meeting with people?
Yeah, so this is a good question. So my job starts like with the meetings. Most of the meetings, like it's the stand-ups, they you usually call it. So stand-ups is a place where everybody come and talk about their updates, what they've done today, and what they're going to do today in the morning. And then if they're done something yesterday, and if they have any questions, they can talk to tech anchors or the tech leads,
Mm-hmm.
and then get their questions answered,
Mm-hmm.
and then like get back to your work. So this is how, and then mostly my morning schedules are filled up with some or the other meetings till 12, and after lunch I get into the actual work. Otherwise, like if there is some emergency thing, I'll work in the mornings as well, but I think my calendar is like completely filled in the morning.
Right. Yeah, yeah. And it's sometimes it amazes me like how much we could improve on just if we could just communicate more effectively without having to like spend as much time in like kind of scheduling it, setting it up, preparing for it. If we could just have better communication with the Neuralink or anything else, that would save so much time.
Yeah, even I think of actually, yeah, but sometimes that even hampers what we usually think of as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good thing. Only send the filtered ones out of our thoughts. Only
Oh
filtered thoughts, not direct,
yeah.
not the entire thoughts.
And you are probably in the right industry, right? Like managing the data or the thought.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So on kind of on a high level, like what do you see the industry growing into in the next, let's say, 5 to 10 years? What are you seeing as the upcoming emerging trends within data science?
So within the data, that's what I'm saying. So have you observed like I think even Narendra Modi ji mentioned on one of the AI summit or AI council the other day, if you ask AI to give uh, can you give me an image, a person with a left hand thing or drawing an image, but it gives all the GPTs. You can type it right now for yourself and see
Yeah.
that it has bias. So it gives with the left hand. It gives only with the right hand, not with the left hand.
Interesting. Yeah.
So it is what it is. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like now there is a data and we have to channel this data in a proper way so that these l- machine learnings algorithms will learn it in a proper way.
Mm-hmm.
And I would see the agents, the trend like the agents now, agentic, now the GPTs are gone, like now the GPTs are there. I mean to say the trend is like agentic workforce, like they're calling it as even all the companies are pushing towards the agentic force. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you're doing a repetitive task, let's imagine like you are doing a repetitive task daily, that thing would be completely modified and done by some machine. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
There is no manual thing. So that's why you see all these telemarketers, telecallers, they are the one which gets impacted because this one can handle it. And another thing towards data, we have to definitely put some guardrails. Like if you don't put guardrails, like what data now actually ChatGPT has come up with some guardrails. You cannot give some prompts that says it's violating our policy, and everybody got some. But it needs to be on larger scale, and what guardrails need to be imposed based on the age restrictions or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or like if you say uh, like you give a negative prompt is like I say that okay, I just don't want to know what are the illegal ways to smuggle cocaine or something like that, and it gives all the ways. You ask in a question that you are a naive, and then so that kind of things needs to be
Yeah.
addressed actually. And for that you need right data sets. Even like we are kind of I think G's GPTs, right? they need some right data. So I
Mhm.
told you, right, if you give the right data, you would have they would have got the image of left hand someone drawing, they would have showed it. But they
Mhm.
haven't trained the model in a such a way, and they don't, or it could be two things: they don't have data, or they don't have trained the model proper way. So
Mhm.
I'm thinking they should fix the data one as well, and they should fix their models. I mean, all these uh, companies who are trying to do the models.
Yeah, and how do we ensure like a bias of an individual doesn't get in the way, right? Like if on one side we should be letting this kind of technology being learning something by itself, but at the same time it should not be doing something that's harmful. Uh, it's a very interesting thing. Like I don't think we any one of us has an answer, but how do we ensure our own personal biases are not going into it? At the same time, it should not be violating laws or violating, like, it should not just be erratic and like completely off.
So what I suggest is, like, this is not at one individual level or at the one organization level.
Hmm.
This is like, I think, whatever the AA Council or AA Summit, they have it. They have to collectively come up with some kind of guardrails. That's what, like, you cannot ask something which is like very bad about someone. Like, if you want to harm yourself, like, you can say, what ways I can harm myself.
Hmm.
That is bad. You shouldn't, like, but you shouldn't be put it out in public. So
Yeah.
you should have that guardrail, and we can avoid it. Like, we should not feed those kind of data into models. Sorry, I
Hmm.
can't answer it, or something like that.
Yeah.
That way we can kind of restrict up to some point. I'm not saying, like, so technology is something where it's, if you use it for good, you will do good. If you use it for bad, you can do much bad. So it's like, it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
So it,
Absolutely.
it's like, it's upon us, but by having these guardrails, we can stop at least, like, some, maybe out of 100, like, at least what, 10%, probably 10-20%.
Yeah.
If
Absolutely.
if you have intent to do something, you will definitely do it. But
Yeah.
if you are
Yeah.
doing it by mistake, then you stop it. So that ratio, we cannot figure it out just like that. But at least, I mean, we should have some kind of guardrails on these models. That's what I feel.
Makes sense. Absolutely. So, coming to the next discussion that I would like to have is like, how do you, what would you tell somebody that's coming new in the industry on saying what should they be focusing on, what technologies and how should they be structuring their career to be in tech for the next, I would say, 30 years, right?
So I would definitely reiterate the same steps what my gurus, or like what my professors, or like, I still, so we have to still stick to our basics. That's what I keep telling to people. Unless, and even the model, even, like, even the GPT is writing the code for you. Yeah, it can write a code for you, but at least you should understand, like, what exactly it is writing. You should figure it out whether it's right or wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So we should, for that. So the major point now here is, so I'm from a generation and you're from a generation where we googled up, and we used stack overflow like anything, and we manually figured out, okay, this is wrong, this is right, okay, this works, this doesn't work.
Yeah.
And the time we took, let's say we have taken like 3 days to complete that. Now if you experiment with GPT, that you can do it in hours.
Mm-hmm.
So now that's what I feel like. Let's say previously, if I used to take 3 days of a time, now I can do it in a half a day, or like a
Mm-hmm.
1 day at
Yeah.
least max.
Yeah.
So the time crunch has been reduced with my knowledge. So
Mm-hmm.
uh, what I suggest people is, like, stick to your basics, like learn DSA, data structures and algorithms. You understand what exactly, and learn OOPS concepts. Like, those are very, stick to your basics. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So learn any one language. Like, don't learn all the languages: Java, Python, C Sharp. Like, if you learn one language, be master of that language, know entirely. You can correlate. So what I've done, I'm very much into Java. like I completed my OCA back in my um, school, like even in my college actually in 2017, Oracle Certified Associate, and without I mean just saying without any doubts.
Yeah.
I've cleared that exam by going to the test center, and then I've done it, Pearson Test Center. So I think in terms of Java. Like it's the same way like how you translate your English into your mother tongue and then sometimes you speak, right? It's the
Hmm.
same way. Whatever someone says, okay, how are supposed to do it in Java? Okay,
Hmm.
if this supposed to be do it in Java like this, I put my thought and give it to the GPT, and it gives me the answer. Okay, I'll figure it out. Okay, now I know in Java, but I'm in my last 4.5 years, I majorly worked on Python.
Hmm.
And I barely remember like few syntaxes, like only few syntaxes in Python. But whereas coming to Java, if you ask me in the middle of night, I can tell you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, so this is what we are. To learn one language, I would say, stick to that language, and you can try converting it to whatever the language your company asks for, like Node, C Sharp, anything. Now, currently, like I'm working on C Sharp as well. I don't know the ABCD of .NET and C Sharp, so I'm working on that one. It's
Yeah.
just that it's the same everywhere. So if you master with one, you can get along with the others.
Yeah, exactly. And it's, I mean, even I come from like Linux and open source and Java background, and I'm like, I've never actually developed anything in Visual Basic, right? Or any of any of the, I've done a little bit of C sharp with .NET, but like, and when you commit to something, doesn't mean like the other thing is bad. Everything has its own benefits and pros and cons. Select a language, learn it, and be a master at one. I think that's a very valuable input.
Yeah, and even in the job search, right? Like here, I want to ask I mean, I want to give a clarity to the session, like to the audience. One of the most asked question to me as well in my friends, especially. I think this answer to my friends, like who is watching this probably later. So
Mm-hmm.
they are asking me to figure out like how they can get a job or how they can do it. So I'll tell my story of Ford and Geico, because like I was being laid off from Ford and then landed in Geico in another 50 days or
Yeah.
40 odd days. So
Yeah.
what I've done, I think this is the best strategy I would like to give. It's that luckily my manager told me that I was going to be laid off a month ahead before it was known to even to public, and I was asked to maintain the secrecy, and okay, I was normal, and then trying to get to other managers and all those stuff. So I I got an interview, and then I don't know, something happened. They didn't take me, and I moved down to Louisville from Detroit to Louisville on the next day. And then prior to that, actually, when my manager told me, I started looking for the same job roles. Like I was working in data governance, data quality, data lineage. I was doing a LinkedIn search with the same phrase, data governance, data quality jobs. And
Mm-hmm.
I was doing going to the poster, like if there's a job posting, and you will see a hiring manager or the recruiter. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll try to go there and bump into their LinkedIn's and ask for the referral. Like, can see these are the kind of things I've done and all the stuff I explained. So I've explained to one of the recruiter at Geico the same way when I saw that posting, and they conducted the first round of interview on the day when was my last day at Ford actually.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on, when I moved to Louisville, I think I was sick for a week or two. And in a week, they conducted all the interviews. It was for 4 hours, two coding interviews, and one people and one design patterns, or like you call system design
Mm-hmm.
interview. And then I cleared it out, all those, and then they released me offer like immediately,
Mm-hmm.
because this has happened to me that like uh, uh, it's because of the same thing which I was doing at Ford. It is the same thing in a different company.
Right.
And that helped me a lot. And even after coming here, like my inputs are like so much valuable to Geico and the team here. They appreciate whatever I say and whatever we have done it code, and then we
Mm-hmm.
can draw some insights from there and like kind of do some kind of work here as well. So I'm enjoying it. So I what I'm trying to say here is that uh, do some kind of certifications, any cloud certifications or anything. And one cloud certification is mandatory at the time. I suggest to go with the Google or Azure at the moment because those are picking up really good. And if you are in US especially, and you tend to do a cold market emails, like talk to people. I mean, I used to talk to people everywhere I go for a job
Yeah.
when I was in a job hunt, to talk to them everywhere. Even
Mm-hmm.
literally when I go to temples, I say I figured out a strategy. Temples are the better way. You get to find here in US very good people. I mean, like, and even if you go to gym, if I have a habit of going to gym,
Mm-hmm.
there also you find good people. And I would like to say a good one more thing that uh, I started the fitness journey like I used to weigh like 96 kgs. I mean like
Wow.
220 pounds,
Yeah.
probably like 7 months ago or 8 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was into this fitness journey currently, like I weigh around 72, 71 kgs, like a drastic drop of weight, like 60 lbs or like 25 kgs almost. So what I've done is like maintaining this gym and all this. I got some new connections. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
saying like nobody helped me or something like that. Everybody tried to help me there, and I got some new connections. And then, okay, I got and it improved my communication as well, like how to speak with fellow people here, and then how to talk to them and how to dress up. So everything has been changed in my life. After going to gym. That's what I would like to say.
Yeah, yeah, that's amazing. Like I think just being open to different places and being frank, right? Like whenever you meet with somebody, if you're honest and being frank with that person, saying, "Hey, this is where I am." Like most of the people that I know don't even like are very introvert and don't want to even ask, right? Like it's the most important thing is to ask, like, "Hey, I'm looking for a job." Don't be shy about like it's normal.
Yeah, I mean, there is one great lesson in one of my Ford colleague who is like, I mean, like he's working there in for almost 25, 27 years.
Hmm.
He just told only one thing, remember this, Harsha, everywhere in your life. That the exact same sentence what you said. If you don't ask, you'll not get anything. Even your mother doesn't feed your food if you don't ask.
Yeah, yeah,
So
exactly. Yeah, that is very extremely valuable. Yeah, so how did you manage like financially and everything to finish your degrees in India, then also doing another degree in Louisville and like moving between all these places? Like how did that work out for you?
yeah, so I will thank my parents for that actually. They made me this hap made they made it happen, and even I've taken an education loan for that, and I'm trying to clear that off right now.
Yeah.
And with that, I came to US, and then I pursued, and even finances wise, like I'm trying to pay back like whatever I've taken the education, and even I've done my sister wedding and all the stuff, some family things. So kind of managing between all of those and doing this. Yeah, I mean, I'm saying like I'm a pro or something like that. I'm still learning. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely try to learn some tips from you guys, like what is the best way to manage finances? And I'm still yet to learn. I would say like I'm a probably noob. I'm trying to get in there, and because I'm still trying to. I was I was like, I used to spend a lot, but I cut down. I mean, one thing fixed me. That's what again, it circles back to the gym. So I don't go out usually. So I
Mhm.
eat what I know. So I exactly figured out like how much I spend where.
Yeah, Yeah, being metrics is everything, right? Like if
Yeah,
only, you can only improve on something that is measured. If it's not being
yes.
measured, it can't be improved.
Yeah, that's true. That's true everywhere. So I started tracking each and everything and each and every penny where it's going. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
now I figured it out, and then like okay, I should put here. So, but now I think my company is doing some kind of 6% match to the 401k,
Yeah.
and that one is kind of helping me to that this thing. I'm putting some money there, and also I kind of invest in stocks now. It's kind of going in bad direction. I feel every dip is kind of opportunity to grow sometime down the line.
Yeah, yeah. And I think depending on how much time you have, I think finances has to be controlled and regulated. Like, don't the early you invest, the better it is, and keep a long-term horizon. The power of compounding, like what Einstein has said, right? Somebody that understands compounding leverages it. Somebody that does not pays for it, right? One of the things that I see is a 5% return on a consistent basis is within 3 to 5 years. It's more than a 10% return over like annualized 10% return over 3 years is actually less than annualized 5% return, which compounds.
Yeah, true, because like it's going to be 5 3 is 15. The more
Yeah.
it's more will be more.
It will be, yeah, yeah. And when we compound it, like in a very short time, the and more than likely, most people work for about 30 years on an average. Like I'm stereotyping, obviously. Some people are very successful and retire in like 5 years. Some people
Yeah.
more than 30 years. But if we save a little bit of money and like compound it, that is incredible.
Yeah, I think these are some good options. Like even getting an asset and all. Like even my father used to tell me that you should get one land or something like that. I was like, okay, let me clear all these dues, whatever I have, but
Yeah,
I'll think about it later. But I mean, I'm planning to get one probably a land or kind of farming, not farming land, but probably some land nearby Hyderabad or like nearby my hometown, so
yeah.
that it would grow eventually. So that's what I'm planning for now. But I don't have much plans it the now long-term plans. Just put it whenever I find a dip and I see some money, I put it in a stocks right now, and then like let's see. I don't take out money from there, so I keep it there and just leave it
Yeah,
like that. Okay,
yeah, makes sense. Yeah,
and even
that's
do some mutual funds SIPs as well back in India, and I still continue that.
that, yeah, that, and overall, I think that's that. Like over the long run, it's going to be successful, right? It's uh, over the short runs, if you start removing money when there is a downfall, that doesn't go very well. Most of the times, whatever is the downfall, it does recover back. In it might be 1 year, 2 years, or max 3 to 4 years. It will always be
Exactly.
over a 10-year period, unless a company just completely goes bankrupt, it's always valued more in 10 years.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think we should, I think you should do some kind of informative video on this
I
actually.
will
I
try.
mean, you are
Yeah,
better at this, I guess.
sure, sure. Yeah. So, yeah, coming back to any final thoughts on what you might want to share with the audience on like one of the things I definitely want to share is like what's the best way to reach you, and then at the same time, if there was like any other final words that you want to share with the audience.
Best way to reach me is on LinkedIn. I'm mostly active on LinkedIn, and I would suggest like everybody to get some life after work.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, like this is push yourself out of your comfort zone, like whatever it is, whatever it may be, like do some side hustle.
Mm-hmm.
Not only for money, always like it's for your inner peace sometimes. I
Yeah.
started learning guitar, which was my dream from like last so many years, like from my childhood. That
Mm-hmm.
I used to play guitar and then like I sleep. That's what I'm doing from last 2 to 3 months.
Perfect. Nice. And along
So
with the health improvements on the gym, you're
yeah,
also able to
yes,
spend
yes,
time with
yeah,
doing
mental
something
health, yes, yeah,
that
everything.
is amazing.
So and restrict your social media. That's what I say.
That is everything, I would say, in today's.
Yeah, I use some apps that restricts my social media usage to like 30 minutes per Instagram and YouTube, because somehow you don't know, like you keep on scrolling each time, and
Yeah,
then that's kind of addiction. I got addicted, and then it's like it's somewhere killing my time all the day long.
yeah, yeah. That is amazing. I would love to learn more about those apps. What?
There is an app called Screen Zen actually. You pay the $5 fee for a lifetime.
Okay.
Screen Zen, and you can customize it like how much time you want to see. Like I just 7 minutes 7 times a day,
Okay.
Instagram and YouTube. So that's like 30 minutes for each app, so 1 hour. I
Okay.
don't even complete 7 times for on each app, but I just hardly uh overall like 1 hour probably. It's like
Yeah.
so
That's amazing.
so I reduced my screen time, that drastically improved my sleep also. That's what I say.
Yeah, yeah. There's a complete correlation, especially if we take the devices to bed. That just has a major impact on health.
Yeah, one change kind of fixed everything. Even I can say like strongly that I think to the public, that after going to the gym, I've seen like a different version of me in work as well.
Mm-hmm.
I started making like very much better decision than previously
Yeah,
at work. So
yeah,
I see like I mean I am seeing like very stronger version of myself than like all these 29 28 years back life.
yeah, yeah. That is amazing. It's amazing how much of an impact like just working out has, right? On.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, okay, will this work for a minute in the initially when I started this journey, but when I see it for now, like it's something different, and then I encourage. That's what I'm saying. Uh, Apart from life, we have a lot of things to do. Like we have to do it, and if you can do the 8 hours job in a proper time, you get to do the other things in your correct time. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. So yeah, thanks for coming over and spending your valuable insights of how to transform the life. What are the things that do make a big difference in it could be gymming, it could be diet, it could be taking care of the social media exposure that we have in today's world. I think that's one of the most important, I would say, negative things happening. Just as we mentioned, right? Technology could be good or bad. Don't like completely eliminate it. There are good aspects to social media.
Yeah,
You get to meet somebody
I
that,
found you.
and yeah, exactly, right. And but like don't overuse it. Do use it in let you should be the user of the social media, and don't let the social media use you.
Yeah, that's true. If something is comes for free, like I've seen someone somewhere in Instagram or LinkedIn, you are the product.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Sounds great. Thanks for coming over. I'll go ahead share this with you and from everyone from the audience. Thanks, Sai.
Yeah, thank you so much.
That's a wrap on today's episode of Main Street Minds. Want to share your journey with our audience? Head over to mainstreetmindspodcast.com/guest to apply.